All right, fuck it. Let's do it. What the fuck is up?
Hello, everybody.
Ow, motherfucker. Okay. I fucked my neck up real bad, so if you see my actions look sporadic or frantic or cringy or weird, it's because my neck hurts and I cannot look to my
Did you
right.
fuck up your neck?
I think it's because I got one of those massages at the mall, and this dude, it just the whole
Oh,
time.
the Chinese people massages.
Yeah, the whole time, dude, it hurt like a motherfucker. And I was thinking to myself, like, maybe this is like it's supposed to or whatever, but I'm in so much pain.
So the Chinese masseuse fucked up your back? Fucked
Yeah,
up
he
your
did.
neck?
Don't go get a massage at the Cumberland Mall.
Yeah, my mom loves getting the Chinese people massages at the mall.
Oh, dude. It hurts really bad to the
Yeah.
point where I don't even know if we'll be able to do this episode.
Yeah, I don't want to be massaged in public like that. That's weird that you're comfortable with that.
I'm perfectly comfortable with it.
Getting
but-
massaged amongst a lot of mall goers?
Yeah.
I'd be uncomfortable.
As long as, it fixes my back, because I have a lot of back problems, dude. I'm 6'4", so, like, a lot of places aren't really built for a man of my size.
Yeah, right? Well, I'm 5'10". Not really.
Yeah, you're, like, the ideal size.
Yeah, I'm pretty compact.
For people listening, I'm constantly cringing. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
I bought a Tempur-Pedic pillow because I thought that would fix the problem. Nope.
No, you shouldn't have had a Chinese masseuse ruin your back in front of a bunch of people at the mall.
It was the last day Lisa was here, too. I spent a portion of it getting my back fucked up.
You know, I accidentally... Did I tell you how I food poisoned myself by accident?
No. What did you do?
I made pork and I food poisoned myself.
Pork is easy to fuck up, right?
Oh, it is. I thought it'd be easy. I put it on a tray or whatever, and I covered it in aluminum foil, and then I stuck it in the oven for like 4 hours. That's what you're supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
And I took it out, and since you put tinfoil on, it kind of like steamed itself, so it's a bunch of steamed pork, which is disgusting. you
Yeah,
know?
unless it's in a dumpling.
Yeah. So I took it out, and then I was like, well, let me cut it up. It was like a big pork shoulder. And then I took it out and I cut it up, and then I put it in a pot and then stewed it for longer.
Uh-huh.
So it would.
I feel like I'm there now.
and then I ate it, and it tasted bad, but I made a whole bunch of it, and I don't like to throw it away.
Oh, so on principle, you're like, well, I gotta eat it because I made it, so let me just give myself fucking E. coli. Or
Yeah, I
whatever.
ate pork against my will because I felt bad about throwing it away.
And pigs are dirty animals, bro.
I know, dude.
You gotta be real careful when you're cooking that shit up.
I know. And
I feel like pork is supposed to be like smoked or maybe in like a crock pot like for a long ass time, but you gotta like,
it should just be smoked.
yeah, you
That-
gotta grill that shit.
I know. So then I fucking ate it, dude, and then I didn't. It wasn't like where you feel sick for like 30 minutes and then you throw up. It's like I felt a frog in my throat, like just like that type, like my esophagus being like, oh, like something's creeping up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I stood up to be like, well, let's get close to the bathroom in case this comes up. And then as soon as I was just thinking that, it was like I gotta throw up like right now. And then I made it into the bathroom, but not to make it over the toilet. So I just projectile vomited all over my sink.
Oh, dude.
I know. I threw up pork all over my sink.
What a messy throw up that's gotta fucking be.
I
Is it all
know.
pulled?
Yeah, it was all pulled.
Oh, dude.
I know.
It's the stringy, shitty throw up that leaves, it's like a string and then it leaves a little like snail trail behind it. You threw up a bunch of pork slugs all over your bathroom, dude.
It just looked like pork and boogers.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so I threw it up all over the place, all over my bathroom.
Opinions and shit. Great to listen to while you're eating.
And so, so after I threw up everywhere, I was like, well, now I have to clean this. You know,
Uh-huh.
I can't let my pulled pork throw up just sit in the bathroom. It's not like you can just put on the poop fan, and yeah, it's not gonna do anything in this circumstance.
Oh, buddy.
So I had to clean it up, but then still to this day, I cleaned it up good. But then every now and again, you'll be like, "Yeah, is that a little piece of pork where like behind the toilet or something?" You're like, "Oh, damn!" It's like I'm still finding it in places.
I've had a little bit of a week myself.
Boy, have you!
Yeah, so over the course of this week, all my childhood friends have moved up to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And additionally, my girlfriend and I are no longer together. She moved to New Orleans. And that's just like regular sad. But then something fucking hilariously sad happened to me. While I was processing the shame and anger and sadness of all of this, I was at a Walmart, and as maybe 500,000 Americans or whoever may have seen, this dude named Funny Marco fucking corners me in a grocery store just at my most white and vulnerable, and he comes up.
Instagram famous Funny Marco.
Yeah, he starts doing these raps at me, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. I think it's some crazy guy. I don't know. They're like secretly filming me or
Yeah, he just
whatever.
came up and started rapping City Girls lyrics at you.
Oh, that's what it was. It was fucking City Girls.
Yeah.
And and he's holding this big Coke bottle, so I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like I was so angry in that moment. If you watch the video, like I did every exact little thing that like in a crash course of just how to not be the goofy white guy. I did all of the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just saying like all this rap stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't get any of this. I'm here for tape. I said it all quiet and quivery. I was like, I'm here for tape.
You're nervous he was gonna attack you?
No, I was not nervous that he was going
He
to.
seemed crazy.
I was.
I can see why all you basic bitches mad.
Huh?
I can see why all you basic bitches are mad.
What?
Rich nigga, 8 figures, that's my type. How you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
What you mean?
What's happening right now?
What do you mean what's right? No. How you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm looking for tape.
You looking for what?
Tape.
What that have to do with me?
I don't know. What does this have to do with me?
You came to me.
No, I didn't.
Nothing's funny.
Okay. Not nervous he was going to attack me, but I was nervous that conversation was going to take longer. So all I was doing was just let's get to the fucking end of this so I can go get my goddamn tape that I came here for. And so anyway, so this happens, right? That's part one. So the tape shit happens, and then I go, oh, is this like a YouTube thing or something? And the guy goes, yeah. And what I should have said is like, oh, ha, that's funny. I do comedy too. But what I did said is, yeah, delete that. Please, delete it. And they're like, okay, we're doing it. I was like, no, delete it right now.
Yeah.
Like, just because I was so mad about other shit.
You also disclosed to him that it's been the worst week of your life.
That didn't happen yet. So then I re-meet up with Lisa and Brian and Nico in the store, and they were like, what was that all about? I'm like, oh, God damn it, social media, God damn it. And then, so then I eventually just snapped. I was like, I don't think they deleted the video. And I like did like a get out run to go and like find them and turn in the corners and shit. And so then I catch up with them and I see the guy and there's no cameras now. And I'm just like, hey man, delete that shit. Probably way angrier. If that video comes up, I'm sure I'm underselling how pathetic I probably looked. But I was like, hey, delete that, please. And then he goes, what? No, man, like, chill. And then I turn around and there's some other guy sneaking up behind me with his phone just being like, oh, bro. And then I was like, are you kidding me? You're filming this right now? And he's like, bro, chill out. And then I turn around and there's another guy filming me, tell the other guy not to film them from filming me in the first place.
Oh, they kind of.
And it just was never ending. And I was like, dude, are you still filming this? And they're like, you just keep doing shit, bro. And the guy's like, I'm not trying to have all this negativity, the actual dude.
Yeah.
And then I was like, God damn it, I'm having the worst fucking week of my life. And it was at that moment that I realized, oh, I gave them exactly what they needed. So I'll be surprised if they end up posting the video because it's been a while now. But if they do, we got to share that one,
Well,
too.
they put up the main part of it.
Oh, we're going to definitely. I'm sure by the time this video's out, we will have already spliced that in.
And that's already about 500,000 views of Will being upset in a Walmart.
Yeah, that was the best part is so I'm leaving and I'm still mad. And then at some point I get over it. And I'm like, you know what? This is probably just some kid trying to get like some Instagram followers or something like that. And literally by the time before I even got home, it was at 100,000 views. I just have everybody I know just hitting me up being like, this you, bro? This you? And on the thing, if you read my comments, I'm like, ha ha ha, he got me. But that is not how I was feeling.
Oh, yeah, you're more upset.
I know. It was just the fake shit. So I guess this brings me to a PSA. If any of you ever find yourself going viral, we'll do a little PSA for them, Khaled. And maybe you as well.
Yeah.
So we'll do it like this. So you went viral. Here's a couple of things to remember. Number one, remain calm. That is the most important thing. Looking angry is the easiest way to get yourself on the internet. That's half of what videos are. It's just people being mad about something. So make sure that you remain calm and give them nothing. Give them nothing that they can use. Number two, details become your catchphrase. Any detail you give them will become your catchphrase. For instance, I told him that I was just looking for some tape. And the next day, I awoke to multiple comments on just pictures of me with my family or whatever, just being like, "Hey, you looking for some tape, bro?" So that's my catchphrase now. I'm tape guy. You know me, just always looking for tape because I gave them some details. Number 3, and this is a big one.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Do not say the N-word. You would be so surprised how many people break this rule, even though it seems like the easiest one to follow.
Right.
So many people under pressure just fucking say the N-word, dude. That is ridiculous.
Like who besides Michael Richards?
Oh, well, that was like the extreme example of it. I can't think of any off the top of my head because they're just all these compilations of them. But like, just people always fucking do that shit, it seems like. If it's a black person pranking them and they're white. Which, by the way, brings me to another thing. Luckily, it was a black dude who was pranking me, so it was just like some rap lyric shit and like a goofy white guy getting mad. Usually when white people prank people, they like will punch you in the face or something and then just be like, "Bro, it's just a prank, dude."
Yeah, that's true.
The white people pranks, gone are the days of Jackass. That shit is ridiculous now.
Yeah, like, do you remember, like, back in the day when there would be like a group of friends walking? Did you ever have people who would be at the front and they would just like donkey punch or donkey kick like from behind and they would try to hit you in the balls unexpectedly?
No.
It's kind of like a shot in the dark, but you're like, if you're walking with a few people like in a hallway and then you back kick, you might hit somebody's balls. Like, it's pretty easy to guesstimate where the balls are at. But one time he missed my balls and he hit my friend's knee and it kind of dislocated it a little bit. That should have been a viral video, but that was before all we had was little fucking razor phones.
That might be why my neck hurts, is just all this pent-up stress over the fact that I'm a viral, angry white dude. And then what really bothered me the most, actually, is the video really wasn't that bad. And if I saw the dude, I would just be like, I'd probably just laugh about it. But what sucked was seeing the next one, the full video, which was a compilation, and it's just like this group of just different faces and heights of different white people being upset, and then just to see myself being one of them was very upsetting. Like, it really made me aware of like what kind of person I am under pressure. Like when I'm in one of those situations, I'm not like the person you root for. I'm just like an idiot who doesn't know how to handle the situation. Again, I am glad to know that, not that I thought I would be, but that I don't go racist, because goddamn do a lot of people do that.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't go racist.
It seems like that happens the most.
No,
actually.
yeah, because if you go racist, all the sympathy is gone from you.
You're right.
It doesn't matter what they did to you. If you go racist, you can't do that.
Well, no, I was never thinking that. All I was just thinking is, who the fuck is this guy, and what the fuck? Because the lyrics were, "All you basic bitches are mad" or something, and I was so confused. Because I literally, if you watch the video, you can see me kind of do like a one of these. At the time, I was wearing a plain white shirt and like jeans, and he was talking about basic bitches. And I was like, is this a thing that I don't know about? Like, if you dress normal, like, we're supposed to be mad about something? Even explaining that is like as white as I'm sure of a reaction as I was supposed to do. Like, well, basic bitches, is it because I'm wearing a single colored shirt? Surely he's not mad because I'm dressed like a Lego person.
Yeah, right.
And by the way, final detail about why this is all fucking fucked up. If you're wondering why I was so mad in the video, the tape that I was buying was for moving boxes for my girlfriend to move away. That was probably the nails in the coffin of all of this. But the good news is once you get this low, you can only go up.
Right?
I think.
It's kind of cool, though, that 500,000 people have seen you be upset at a Walmart, you know?
It is
It's
kind of
such a large audience.
It is really crazy when you think about it. Like, him and his friends were like, let's just fucking go to Walmart today, dude, and just fuck it up.
It's weird, like, if you harass people and go viral, how come some harassment doesn't go viral, and how come some harassment does go viral? You know what I mean? Like, what does it take?
I don't know. I think there's a couple of ingredients. Like, what all people want, like I said, dude, the details being the catchphrase is, like, seriously one of the most important things. Because, like, think about "Don't Tase Me, Bro." For some reason, there's something about that that's so funny that it just completely just goes viral.
Yeah, people getting tased is pretty funny.
It is funny.
Because they all fidget and stuff.
But it's like, it's crazy though, because it's like this dude's whole shtick on the internet. Oh, and then here's another thing. it hurt my pride as a comedian because I'm like, oh, I'm all like funny or whatever.
Working on premises,
And I'm so full of shit. Even sometimes, like, how you do a joke and you'll be like, ooh, this joke is kind of edgy or something like that.
Yeah.
When something actually edgy happened to me, I just reacted like a fucking idiot with a hand behind my back, being like, I'm looking for tape. Like, if you slowed the video down, I bet there would be like a skip in the audio where I'm trying to not seem like I'm like either scared or annoyed or whatever.
Right.
Or I'm like, oh, just tape. Even afterwards, after the altercation was over, I was like, so do you know like where the tape is? I just really want to get my tape and go home.
You asked Funny Marco
I did. I asked him.
if he knew where the tape was.
What was funny is for like a half second, he was like, I'm not really sure actually. Like he actually, he's like, it might be over in hardware, whatever the fuck.
What's the closest you ever came to dying?
Closest I ever came to dying?
Yeah.
I
I don't think I ever came that close.
Medically, probably when I had appendicitis, but then mentally when I had a bad acid trip when I was 19.
Wait, appendicitis?
That can kill you if your appendix ruptures.
Yeah, but you could do stuff about that.
I know, but I'm saying you asked. I haven't come that close to dying.
Appendicitis. I don't know. Sorry.
I know it's a wimpy little bitch answer. I had
Like, that's the
appendicitis.
closest you got to death. You're like, I got tonsillitis one time. You're like, oh, that's it?
Did I ever tell the story about how I thought I got myself pregnant when I had appendicitis?
How young were you that you thought you got yourself pregnant?
I was 8.
So why'd you think you were pregnant?
Well,
Because your tummy hurt?
yeah, well, so a week before, a kid named Alex Garrison had explained to me, he was in the 5th grade and I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, and he had said that the way that girls get pregnant is or he didn't even say girls, he just said the way you get pregnant is if you pee in their butt. And the pee poop mixture inside of the intestines is somehow is the ingredients for a baby.
For a baby. So why'd you have pee in your butt? Did somebody do something?
I know I didn't. Nobody peed in my butt, but in my house, I guess my dad would miss the seat a lot because there'd be these wadded up tissues with like dried up piss on them or whatever.
Okay.
And so. Yeah, I know. It's fucked up. So one time I wiped my ass with them because there was no more toilet paper. I didn't just want to see what it'd be like.
Dude.
And I didn't even think about it because he would throw them away. He didn't flush them. He would throw them away.
So you were carrying your dad's child after wiping with his crusted piss tissue.
It could have been my dad's. It could have been mine. It was probably mine, actually. I had a problem with aiming as well. But regardless, I had learned to wipe the seat and throw it away from him. So really it could have been either.
I hate lifting the seat to pee.
But so anyway, I had to, because we had company over, so I didn't want to walk out and risk getting shit on my underwear or whatever, so I wiped my ass with those tissues. And then I didn't think about it, and then like the next day I was like, the pee-poo mixture. I'm like, oh no. And then literally a week later, I started having the worst stomach pains of my entire life. So I'd like to think that I was a smarter kid than that, but it just happened to be that it lined up like that.
Yeah.
And so I really held out for a while. Like, I mean, this shit hurt like a motherfucker. And I remember my dad, because he had appendicitis, being like, Will, we need to take you to the hospital. Like, if this is this bad, you need to go.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no.
Oh, so instead of being pregnant, it turned out you had appendicitis.
Yeah, well, it's not instead of. That was never a thing. I was just dumb enough to listen to Alex Garrison. But I'll never forget this feeling of being in there, and they had to pull up an X-ray, and I had this visual in my head of my skeleton with like a little tiny little skeleton inside of it.
A little pee-poo baby.
Even if somehow that did make me get pregnant, a week would not be long enough, and that's not how that would look like. But I just pictured like my cartoon skeleton and then like another little cartoon skeleton in it, and my dad would be like, "What the fuck? What?" I didn't know how I was gonna explain it.
You know, one time my aunt was telling a story. Sometimes these Arabs, these immigrants in my family, they tell stories where everybody remembers this thing happening, but you're like, no way that happened. That sounds so much unlikely.
Yeah.
And it was this fat lady that got pregnant.
Okay.
She didn't know she was pregnant because she was so fat.
Well, they have a whole show about that.
They do?
Yeah, it's called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant.
That's the name of it?
Yes.
It's not very clever.
No, it isn't. But, it's on A&E or whatever.
It should be called Fat and Surprised because they're pregnant,
It's a sequel to Dazed and Confused. It's not as good.
So one day she was like, I got to take a shit. you know. So she went to go take a shit, and then she gave birth in the toilet. She had a toilet baby, and
Right into the pee-poo
so
mixture.
not only did she have a toilet baby, she didn't even know she was pregnant. Imagine how surprised you would be, because you know how after you shit, you look at your shit to see how big your shit is.
Mm-hmm.
And you just find a child. You're like, whoops, you know. As you poop the kid.
Honey, get in here. My poo's talking to me.
What would you do? I would be pro killing that baby. It's like, this is not how.
I'll tell you what I would do.
This is not
I'll tell you what I would do.
What would you do?
I'd take my 2 fingers like this, and I'd flush it right down the toilet. I can't even say it.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd get like this, whoosh, right here.
Imagine just pooping a baby out unbeknownst to you. You were pregnant. Oh, man, that's funny. But, you know, somebody else I know, this is confirmed, was born in a taxi.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I know. I was born in the hospital. Like
So
a
your
fucking
first
lame-ass kid.
encounter in the world is somebody being really, really mad at your parents.
Yeah.
That's your first thing that you see is someone so... That kid for sure has, like, stress problems or something.
Yeah, I know.
Because as soon as you're welcome into the world, it's not like a relaxing home birth or at least like a sterile medical one. The first thing you hear, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I can't flush this shit down my taxi cab. It's the same guy. These 2 fingers right here.
It was, yeah.
Ow, dude, my neck.
You okay?
Yeah, my act outs are just suffering today because of, my inability to look to the right.
The thing is that you verbally say ow a lot. You know, most times when people are paying, they're just like, they just internalize
Hey, man,
it.
I'm an expressive guy,
You're just
okay?
like, ow.
And I don't, it doesn't, people don't, but Lisa. There's going to be a lot of me getting sad and then immediately not caring.
His
again.
girlfriend.
My ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
R.I.P. We're still friends. It's fine. But when we were together, she would not believe me that I was in pain because
She thought you were being a little bitch.
Yeah, well, and maybe I was sometimes, but people don't just go, ow, my neck hurts. But I do because my neck fucking hurts.
I know.
It hurts, man. I'm being a whiny. Ow, goddamn. See, this is exactly what I'm talking
All
about.
because of that fucking Chinese massage?
It could be a number of things, because I have gotten that's about to be really right. I was about to be like, I've gotten an actual massage from somewhere where you need insurance before, Khaled. And
No, I think the Chinese give good massages. You
no,
just
they
got a
do,
bad
but
apple.
but yeah, I got a bad apple. I did. I did.
I mean, that sounded racist, but it wasn't. I feel like most Chinese people are good at it.
Look,
Because of all the
we here
Tai
at
Chi.
Opinions and Shit fuck with people of all races, creeds, nationalities, and
Yeah.
sexual orientations, but it just happened to be that my neck hurts really fucking bad after going to one of those places. But it's fine. But even when I went to an actual massage thing, because I had gotten in a car accident and like my back was really fucked up, and I went there and they were like rubbing my neck or whatever, and they were like, "You're extremely tight," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
They rubbed your... Who rubbed your neck? Where'd you go?
Some lady who works for the place that my insurance has. I don't know. It's some like massage place. It's attached to a chiropractic office.
Oh.
And so I
Were
went.
the windows blacked out?
No,
I think you can get hand jobs in those ones. You should go to those ones. The chiropractors that give you hand jobs.
Yeah,
You can massage and get a hand job.
I just decided maybe today's not the day to be a comedian and be like, so you can jack me off now.
How much do they charge for a hand job, you think?
I don't know, but I can't imagine that it's worth it. I don't know if
How much would you pay for a hand job?
well, I don't like hand jobs when anybody gives it. I don't.
I know, but if somebody was like, somebody's like $5 hand jobs, I would probably take them up on that.
I'd have to think about it. It would depend a lot on where we are and, how much money I have at the time, I guess. I would pay somebody $100 to make my neck stop fucking hurting.
Really?
It's really bad. It hurts like a motherfucker. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hand jobs, I think, are pretty expensive, though. Somebody I know that fucked a masseuse.
Really?
Paid $250 to fuck him. That cost as much as the Nintendo Wii when it first came out.
That's an excellent point of reference.
You know.
And it comes with Wii Sports,
Dude,
too. Don't forget about that.
I'd rather get a hand job from a masseuse than get a Wii. The system sucked.
Really? I would rather go with the Wii.
No, because the sensor was always fucked up.
Oh, that first one? Yeah, you're
you
right.
can't fuck up a hand job, but that sure fucks up the video game.
That
you know?
little digital strip of bacon that would always never read what you were doing.
I know. Yeah, I was upset with the Nintendo Wii.
And also, Khaled, I'm saying ow, so also our listeners can be annoyed with how much pain I am in.
Man. Well, you know what? I guess I'll talk about this.
Let's talk about it. We're far enough in the episode, by the way, where your mom's not going to know.
Close DUI call.
Yeah.
Got pulled over drunk, but I didn't get pulled over for drunk driving reasons. I got pulled over because I took a right on red.
I could have, dude, so, and by the way, this is the second time that Khaled has fucked up driving while being on the phone with me. So maybe it's partially my fault.
Never got in a DUI.
Because you were driving, and this is what you were saying. You were like, man, you know, I asked, I was like, are you really drunk? And you were like, I've been drinking, I've been hanging out and shit. And then I just hear, oh, hold on. And I was like, what? And you're like, hold on. I was like, are you getting arrested? And you're like, I gotta go. So now I'm just thinking like, well, fuck, Khaled's probably going to go to jail. This will be something I'll have to deal with tonight probably. But you beat it.
I passed the sobriety test.
They hit him with the field sobriety test.
Yep.
And you hit him with an excuse that I would have never crossed my mind to say.
Yeah, so the first portion of the sobriety test, you know, it's like a tutorial where you got to complete like a couple different missions before they let you go. So the first one was flashlight, follow the finger. So
harder than it looks.
Super hard, dude. I probably couldn't do it sober.
I had to do that. Oh, I have another story after this, actually. Another time of me being in pain, but continue.
I was trying to follow his finger, and I was straining. So I was like my forehead was sweating, trying to follow his finger. And then my eyes crossed, and then he asked me, "Are you cross-eyed?" And I just said yes, because if I said no, then he's gonna be like, "Why are you cross-eyed right now?" So I just said yes, but then
you were so drunk, though. This is the funniest part to me, is that you were so drunk that you went cross-eyed, and so now you're just telling the officer like, "No, I'm fine and shit." And then did he go, why are your fingers always like that?
Yeah, my fingers do a little dance when I get drunk.
See, I could see you be like, see, what happened was because...
Oh, no, do you know what I did? I kept my hands up like this the whole time until he told me to put them down. And then he goes, the arms to the side, face forward, walk heel to toe, and count your steps out loud, which is hard.
That sounds hard.
And I've never focused so hard, dude. It was like...
Yeah, you were saying you went into like a Zen Buddhist.
Literally. I had to like unlock the portion of your brain where your balance is stored, and it's like in SpongeBob when he got rid of when he was trying to learn how to be a fancy diner.
Yeah, to clear all the files.
The fancy dining episode.
So how did you say you knew how to balance again? You had a way of describing it.
I walked heel to toe.
No, I know that, but how did you learn? What skills did you possess that allowed you to know how to do that?
Arms to the side, you just got to pay attention. A lot of times when you're off balance when you're drunk, part of it is your balance is fucked up. And then part of it, you're not paying attention because when you're sober, you don't need to pay attention to walk. But if you do pay attention really, really hard, you can look like you're not drunk.
Yeah.
So I killed it, and then he looked like disappointed that I killed it. Like he was like, no. But he was like, let's do a different one. So he did the standing on one foot, and he said, you're going to have to do this for 9 Mississippis. But I killed that shit too. So he took it up to 26 Mississippis because he was like, no fucking way. And then afterwards, I guess they didn't have the breathalyzer on him. And he was like, well, I guess you're fine. And I was like, yeah. And then I left. I even to prove extra that I wasn't drunk, I tried to argue with him about how he shouldn't give me the right on red ticket. I'm like, but can you also like get rid of this ticket too? Because if you're drunk, you're just gonna be relieved that everything is over.
Right.
But if you argue with it, it seems like I was doing nothing wrong. So
but then you ran.
But that's a dumb.
You ran a very serious risk because when you were arguing with him, a little like waft of drunk could have made its way up his nostrils.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the slurring.
Yeah, it could have been really bad.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, no more driving drunk for this old guy.
Yeah. maybe we should do, in honor of 4th of July, we should do like a what you're thankful for about America. And if you say fucking democracy or some shit, we're ending
theme
the
parks.
Theme parks is a great one.
I don't think they have theme parks in other places.
Yeah, oh
or I
god.
wouldn't trust them.
Six Flags over Damascus would be fucking terrible. That would be an awful amusement park.
Yeah, you went on like on a roller coaster in Laos. You'd be like, "Oh, this is scary, dude."
Because it'd probably be the tallest building in a while, like in Syria. You know,
Yeah.
you could like when you get to the top of the ride, you can just see all the crimes happening in the neighboring city.
I thought there was a video. I don't even know how to find it. But do you know at the state fair they have that ride that looks like an axe?
Oh
And it,
yeah.
swings
It's like a
this.
pirate ship ride or whatever. Yeah.
So state fair, those rides suck extra. It's like the farmers markets of theme parks because they have to assemble
Oh yeah.
everything.
The bolts aren't all the way on. Like somebody screwed it with their hands until it got to the point where you needed a wrench, and they were just like, it'll be all
Good
right.
enough. Because they kind of just assemble. I think they just bring all these big parts, and then they're like, well, all the purple ones probably for the same ride.
Oh my god.
And then you have to look at the instructions.
And then they finish it and they're like, oh, there's like one small purple one and a big green
Yeah.
and purple one.
I know. I went to the state fair one time, and nothing. It was creaky though. But in this particular video, when the axe swung, wouldn't you know it? The whole thing fell apart. So with the momentum, the axe kind of flew this way, and everybody was like, ah! And then like you would think everybody died, but only like 5 did.
That's still really bad though.
It's not that much though.
Dude, imagine how fucking scared that you would be in that ride. There, it's flying. Calm down. I'm sure this is part of the ride. I knew we shouldn't have came here on Halloween.
I would love to see the face of the guy that has to like just to pull the lever person on the side who's just like,
Oh, the fucking meth head that they have fucking listening to Leonard Skinner songs, not paying attention.
It's not his fault. I don't even know who'd be liable for it. like
I'll
the-
tell you who'd be liable for it. The clown who they say owns the amusement park, but it can't be a clown in charge of it. Where it's like, come on down to Mr. Funbags County Fair or whatever. There's the big picture of the guy. I would hope it's not him who owns it.
don't
That
know.
seems like maybe they should get a business person or something.
I don't know. Remember, the state fair is fun though, cause
The state fair is fun, but you know what? All of the places look.
they make the most fattest people food ever, dude. They had like they deep fry like Little Debbie treats and they sell them.
I know.
Yeah,
It's bad, dude.
they had a deep fried Twinkie, which I tried by the way. Makes it very creamy. It actually makes it delicious, but it also soaks up all the oil. Then you can just get a big ass turkey leg and shit. And you see everybody, like all the couples, all like the trashy couples and shit. They look
Oh,
like
I
they're having
know.
a good time, you know?
The trashy couples are great. They have the shirts that have way too many words to ever read on them.
You know, right? They have the little angel wings on their shoulders.
Oh yeah, my favorite game at the fair is to play with my when did it go wrong? You know? Because at some point you're like a little kid blowing on dandelions, and then next fucking thing you know, you have like 3 teeth, and you're just like, next, make sure you buckle yourself in, or you go fall out.
I know. Yeah, like when do you get that John Goodman stomach? Like when did that happen?
When did it all go wrong?
When did it all fall apart? Yeah, they had a I stopped one of my friends from getting the angel wings tattoo because his mother died, right?
Oh yeah,
So
this is
In
great.
commemoration of her, he was gonna get little wing tattoos. you
Little
know?
Wings, very specific detail that is necessary for this.
Yeah, because when I was like, well, how big are these wings gonna be? And he was like, this big. So I
Yeah,
was like,
if the wings aren't big enough to fly you,
Dude,
if they were real wings, you shouldn't
get
get
the
them.
shoulder wings. They have to be big enough to look realistically flappable that you could actually gain some.
Yeah, flappable, dude.
Like-
Oh man, I just remembered something. I feel like, oh yeah. So the last time I went to the fair was with some girl I was seeing at the time, and Devin and Caitlin, and we just cut in line for the big swing axe ride.
Axe swing.
And I've never cut in line before, and I, by the way, was not on board with it. But Devin and the other girl, they were like, let's do it. And so we just walked right in front of some people, and then we were just kind of just like...
Yeah. Oh, no.
And at
Did you get a
first...
tap on the shoulder?
Well, at first it was fine, but then we started hearing like... cutting in line. We started hearing the people say it.
Yeah.
And then what came next is... Never underestimate the non-confrontational yet shady nature of the South, because it took forever for anyone to say anything to us. What happened first was people just going, I think it's important that people earn what they have. They got to earn it. They got to earn it, okay?
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking, well, that's probably about us, whatever. And just the whole time we're just, if you ever done a thing where you have a conversation that you don't care about to appear normal to someone who you're assuming is judging you at the moment?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were doing. So we were just like, and you get mad so you can just have an expression that doesn't match the fucked up thing that you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, oh, they want me to look guilty. But if I look mad, they'll be like, ooh, he's got some stuff going on.
Right.
So anyway, we end up making it to like the front of the line. And the people, they're like, you're just going to go up on that ride. You're just going to go on it. They cut in line. And we were like, no, we didn't. And then the guy's just, again, he's just like, okay, well, did you or did you not? And we were like, we didn't. And then we get on the ride, and we were the last seats on the ride.
Oh, no.
And the best part about the ride, I mean, I felt bad afterwards, but just... It ruined it for the people who were on it because they knew that we didn't earn our seats on the ride.
Yeah.
So like here we are like all happy, and then them just like,
man. That reminds me of.
I feel like this whole episode I've just been completely leaning to this side.
That reminds me, by the way, rest in peace, Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife.
R.I.P.
Because
was it Beth?
Beth. No, Beth. She does look like a Beth though.
Yeah.
Because I met them in line for a ride, which by the way, so now I've met two celebrities who have died.
James Brown,
but I was a baby during that time.
And Beth the Bounty Hunter.
Beth the Bounty Hunter.
What's his actual last name?
I don't know.
Carmichael.
I don't know what his real name is, but
I bet it's like Wigglesby or something.
Oh, something weird like that. Well, what's funny is that Dog the Bounty Hunter, you wouldn't know if he has enough celebrity authority to clear the line so only him and his family can take the ride. Mm-hmm. Turns out he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, in addition to being a celebrity, he is also a bounty hunter, which is scary. He's like, if we were Star Wars, he would be Boba Fett.
And then you think, Dog the Bounty Hunter, when he's going to a theme park, he's not going to dress necessarily like Dog the Bounty Hunter. He might just have like a nice Hawaiian shirt on, maybe some khaki shorts, some shoes and stuff, but he had the whole getup. He had the leather vest, and then nothing under it.
What about the strap-on belt that has the miscellaneous items in it?
Yes, he had miscellaneous items, handcuffs, some other shit, pepper spray.
Excellent.
A crowbar, probably. He probably had to keep his gear with the guy that works that navigates the line and be like, can you hold this for me while I have a fun time? Because he has to be all fun and silly on the roller coaster. Can't have all that pepper spray jangling around. What was so pointless about them? So the ride that they're trying to get on was Dueling Dragons.
Yep.
If you don't know what Dueling Dragons is, it's two roller coasters that look like long dragons. And then there's
the part where they converge and you go, we're going to hit them all.
And then you guys go up like this. And that's the fun part, is that you see terrified faces approaching you and all this stuff.
Right.
But when it's by themselves, they're just getting attacked by another empty roller coaster.
All they have to be afraid of is the painted on face of the front of the dragon roller coaster.
I loved watching fans try to talk to Dog the Bounty Hunter. And he had no time for anybody. He was such a fucking diva. And his wife, his big fake-titted wife, was there right next to him. She had her own leather vest on too. Big stupid gut hanging out. And then they had a little kid who looked like Honey Boo Boo too, which totally makes sense.
Yeah, I'm allowed to get on the ride.
But rest in peace, Beth.
R.I.P. Beth. May you be dueling with the dragons in the sky.
My buddy's big brother is.
Is that inappropriate to say?
No, that's not.
I don't know. They're light blue when you're in heaven. That's the difference. Is that the dragons are
Yeah, they're
light
not
blue.
that fiery red.
Yeah,
Yeah, they my buddy's older brother is a bounty hunter.
that's crazy.
No, it's a really scary job apparently, because you have to take.
You think
you have
you
to-
fucking gotta kill? You're hired to kill people?
No, you're.
You're not hired to kill people. That's Boba Fett. I'm an idiot. You just put them in some carbonite. No, you go to collect people's money that they owe.
But the bounty hunter, well, what he did, well, a lot of times what it turns into is that you got to take cars back from people that are not supposed to have that car.
Oh, so he's a repo man.
Yeah, but he calls himself a bounty. Wait, yeah, you know what?
I would say that bounty hunter. It's maybe it's a janitor and custodian type situation.
You think bounty hunter is offensive?
No,
Repo man.
bounty hunter is what you want.
It sounds manly.
It sounds like the coolest job title you can have.
I know he almost got stabbed one time because had to take a car back from a guy that stole that car. So that guy's not supposed to have that car because he stole it.
I wonder if there's like a class for it in school that you got to take where it's like hunting, bounty or otherwise that you have to take.
Yeah, it's a little different than regular hunting.
Right.
Because you can't really just go up and start shooting people. But but wouldn't you know it, the guy that stole the car was pretty intimidating. So he tried to stab my buddy's older brother. But he said he fought them all off. I don't know. You just take his word for it. He's like, I fought him off.
Yeah, the guy was probably like, "Oh, did I forget to pay?" Here, hold on. Who do I make this out to? That's probably what happened.
Did you ever take karate lessons?
No, I never did.
They don't teach you how to really fight.
No, they teach you unless a guy holds up a piece of wood and goes, "If you break this, I'll give you the money." There's not a whole hell of a lot you can do.
You know, every time we'd punch, we'd have to yell out "Kia." So you'd be like "Kia," and you'd punch because that's supposed to make you stronger because you're screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just frightens people.
I believe that though. There's probably a thing with like breathing or whatever that like makes your muscles do what they're supposed to. That sounds real, but I don't know about the Kia. That seems like an artistic choice.
One time, yeah, we used to spar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the song that the sparring music was unironically Darude Sandstorm. So they'd be like, everybody ready to spar? And then they'd turn on like that thing, the stereo or whatever the fuck. And then you just hear like bim, 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 or whatever. And then you're supposed to spar for the span of time that Darude Sandstorm plays, which is like 5 minutes, pretty long song.
Yeah, it's very long.
Well, so one time, so you have to pair up. And then one time, I'm not lying either, I had to spar a special girl. Like she was a girl, but she was
Make sure we really get you to talk into the mic for this one. So you sparred.
special. She was special.
Mm-hmm.
I let her win. She punched hard too. She was fat. Well, although she didn't. Do you know? I know I've said fat a lot on here, but there's a lot of fat people in the South.
That's fine.
But so this is also a plan of attack that she used to do. So you'd be standing ready to fight, and then what she would do is run at you and just like use her momentum, like her whole body's momentum, as the force of her attack.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
She would charge at you like a bull.
Like a dueling dragon, maybe some might say.
Oh, dude, I like how you brought it back all together. But I let her win. But then everybody was like, "Oh, you got beat up by a girl," and I was like, "Well, first off,
Is that what they said? Was that the only detail about her that was brought up when they would tease you for it?
Well, yeah. Well, like, no.
Well, if it was, I'm saying good for them.
No, it wasn't. They also pointed out the fact that her eyebrows are a little slumped. She had slumped eyebrows.
Oh, well, she kicked your ass, dude, so don't talk too much shit.
Dude, I can tell you how she looked. I can just perfectly describe how she looked like.
Please don't.
I'm gonna put it in the least offensive terms possible.
That's going to make it even worse. Just, all right, go ahead.
Frumpy. So she's frumpy.
All right, frumpy is number one for least offensive.
Frumpy is like a Oompa Loompa-esque thing. But but she didn't have dwarfism. She was just a young child.
Okay.
And then Trailer Park Boy's face.
Yeah.
What's his name? Beans or some shit?
No, Bubbles.
Bubbles' face.
Got it.
And then her parents give her the worst. I think her parents were fucking special too because of the haircut they gave her. She had like 1980s Paul McCartney mullet kind of thing going on.
Okay. Maybe I'm amazed. Maybe that time.
And then she had all the sparring gear on. And I don't know if you know how sparring gear looks like.
I know exactly how it looks.
You got this foamy helmet you got
with the holes around the ears. I always thought it looked kind of cool.
But since she had a big face,
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just smudged her face like this,
Can you look in the camera?
like this, like that. So now,
Well, you might be getting the details wrong then, because anybody's face would look like that with a fucking.
you think anybody would look special when you got that helmet on?
That is not what I said, but I said anybody would look smushed together and frumpy and Oompa Loompa like.
I know. Oh man.
So you would say, all right, we're moving on. We're not talking about this anymore.
Well, one time my dad sprayed perfume on me on the way inside, inside the karate place, and he was like he did it and I went in there, and he did it because he knew what was gonna happen. Because I went in there and we had to go to the little locker room to put on our sparring gear, and somebody's like, "Who smells like perfume?" And I was just like, "Ah!" I started putting on my sparring gear faster. And so he literally went around, like, do you remember the SpongeBob movie where they're trying to figure out who blew that bubble?
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
they did like that whole thing. Do you remember how they put on the "I'm a Goofy Goober" song and they had to not sing along and they lined up everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was just walking around sniffing people like, who did the who's
Why was it such a problem if you had perfume?
I
Just
think-
because you look like a
because it's
bitch?
womanly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they found out it was me.
This is a grown-up going around doing this?
What? No, it was the oldest kid that still does karate. So
Oh,
he's like
God.
14 and fat and like a redneck.
I gotcha.
And so they found out it was me.
Yeah.
So they started like punching me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But still, his joke's on them because I already had my sparring gear on. So it only moderately hurt.
Yeah, joke's on you guys. Your punches aren't even going to hurt until you hit me 8 or 9 more times. Idiot.
Well, dude, what do you want me to do? You know?
No, I get it.
And it's hard to run away when you have sparring gear on because it's like you're wearing cardboard boxes. So you're just kind of like.
You know what? Also, just to
gotta-
bring this back full circle,
waddle.
because we've almost hit an hour. The whole getting embarrassed on the internet thing was really nice in a way because it really brought me back to who I am at my core, which is a little bitch. You know?
How? No, you didn't look like a little bit. Wait,
Well,
did a
I
little
feel
bitch.
like a little bitch.
You feel like a little bitch?
Yeah, I grew up Catholic, and that'll make you feel like a little bitch.
Yeah.
But also, what you just told me about that story, I really liked because to you, a victory was not kicking somebody's ass; it was having your ass kicked, not that much. And those are the victories you got to take, man. That's the shit that makes people funny, I think.
Oh, yeah,
And
it was
that's
a lot of
why
that.
that fucking guy is a fucking hack because all he does is bother people at like.
Yeah.
You know, we here at Opinions and Shit have class. You know, I hate to get on a high horse when there is a giant piece of shit right there. It's a poop right in my living room. And, but you know, at least we're not taking people's groceries out of their cart and putting them back on the shelves and be like,
Yeah.
what, dude?
Yeah, I never.
We should, by the way, do that. We should find a way to get back at Funny Marco for what he has done to me.
Yeah, I never liked fucking with people like that. I had friends that would do shit like that.
I did it a lot when I was a kid. This is probably karma. This is actually not even close to karma, but either way, it just reminded me of where I stand in the food chain of life, which is the cool kids will always have one up on me.
Right?
Because when put in a situation like that, I went into nerd mode where I was like, well, what is happening at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sucks because I had to realize that is who I am. But you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. I was always a little bitch too. I was always the least strong person too.
See, because that's why a lot of people listen to this shit and they think that Khaled and I are punching down. But what you don't understand is that when we leave this dusk, we go out in the world just as scared as everybody else. Right? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, because I'm also like I was older than I should have been when I could finally open a water bottle cap. You're supposed to be able to open one by like 7, but I was like the last one. It took me till like I was 9.
Maybe you might be a little Loompa-like if it took you that long. Doop-a-doo-doo.